I hope that you guys really like this tutorial. I am dead. Like literally I look pretty dead, but also I'm really dead, like deceased. I absolutely love this makeup look. I think it looks so cool, like just like 90s grunge, and I'm totally digging it. So I hope that you guys love it, and let's jump into the tutorial. Was that a little bit sexy? I try. I don't know if it was. So because I'm going to be doing a lip swatch video after this, I'm just going to be putting on some lip balm. This is my lanolin, which is literally a nipple cream. Next I'm just taking some of my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Then to set my base and work a little bit into the crease, I'm going to be taking Peach Smoothie. This is by Makeup Geek. And with a fluffy brush, I'm putting that firstly into my crease, but also blending all over my lid. I just want the most concentrated amount to be in my crease. So wherever you want the most concentrated amount of product, that's where you first put your brush down, and then you can brush everywhere else and you get a more diffused colour. Then with a smaller fluffy brush and Chickadee, this is by Makeup Geek, and this just really helps to brighten and make any eye colour that I do really pop out. I really like this shade, and I will often take it very lightly on the outside edges of my eye looks just to help them pop out and give them a bit more dimension, but this time I'm going to be taking it more heavily into the crease. I want kind of like this dirty mustard coloured eye, I think. I've got a couple of options, but I'm not yet 100% certain what I want to do. Then I'm taking that big fluffy brush into that Chickadee colour and just making sure that all of the edges are nicely diffused. This is going to be the most blown out transition shade that we have, but we are putting another transition shade into the crease that I want to be more defined and more precise. So this shade is going to be a little bit more blown out, but as you can see I am keeping my eye shape a little bit more round with these colours. Now I'm taking Desert Sands. This is also by Makeup Geek, and I'm again taking it on that small brush, and I am putting this even more precisely into my crease. And when I say my crease, it's actually where I want my crease to be, because my eyes are quite hooded. I do like my crease to be a little bit higher on my eye than it naturally is, so that when my eyes are open you can see that crease. But if I was doing my natural crease, it would be maybe a couple of millimeters further down. And as you can see, this eye compared to this eye, it's added a lot of depth into that crease and added a little bit more of a brown shade, making sure also to hit that outer corner. And I'm really excited because I am, I think, going to be using one of the new Lit Liquid Metals from their collection. I absolutely love lit glitters, and I have a huge collection. I think I've mentioned it a couple of times on my channel when doing a swatch video and stuff. It just takes a lot of thought because I have maybe like 50 glitters from Lit, and the idea of swatching all of those when I don't have like a proper setup is a little bit scary. So I'm just putting that on hold for a little bit, but I did want to show you the new Liquid Metals because they're an exciting new product, and I think they're something that people kind of look at and don't really know what to expect with. So I did want to kind of show you what they look like on the lid and also do a swatch. Then on my outer crease, I'm going to be taking mostly Mocha, but also a little bit of Americano just to deepen that up. And those again are both by Makeup Geek. So I'm starting off with Mocha, and I'm first placing that down on the outer corner because that's where I think I want the colour to gradiate from. So now I'm just packing that colour. As you can see, I'm doing like a patting motion on that outer corner. I am being quite vigorous because it's my own eye, and I'm just like to punish myself, you know? And making sure I get right down to that lash line. I feel like I'm like really cack-handed at my eyeshadow today. I actually really like this eye look though. It's really cool. I like the colours. I am dragging a little bit up into that crease just to make sure that it's all well blended. Now I'm going to be taking some of that Americano shade, and I'm really putting my brush into the outer corner and just like going round and round in circular motions without moving my brush too much. But I just really want that outer third to be quite dark. And this helps keep the eye look really rounded. I would like to mention before we continue that you could totally stop here exactly where this eye look is, and it would be a really beautiful like grungy matte eye look for every day. But I am going to be going in with one of those lit glitters or liquid metals. Just from looking at these, that I am going to be taking Crave with Gold Flake. So I'll show you that properly in a second. I'm just going to wipe off my brush because I think that this concealer brush will be the best dude for the job, because it's synthetic, number one. Number two, it's really flat and dense, which means that it will help to really smooth out these pigments. This formulation is really strange because it is like a foil. You know when you foil a pigment and it goes really metallic? This goes even a step further than that. It literally looks like you have put gold flake on your eyes or something. Like, it kind of crinkles up. I really like it, but I know that it's not everyone's jam. So this is what it looks like in the container. So as you can see, it just looks like a pigment. This is Crave with Gold Flake, and what I'm going to be doing is taking some of my Lit Clearly Liquid Glitter Base, putting it into the cap as per the usual. For this particular product, I like to have my brush pretty wet, so I saturate the brush and then I brush off a little bit of the excess onto the side of the cap, and I'm going to start working this onto the lid. As you can see, this just looks crazy. It is so foiled and beautiful. Then with my finger, I'm just pressing over the edge of that liquid metal to hopefully blend it in a little bit to that matte shade, and now I'm going to be going into the other side. Now on that outer third, I am going to be firstly waiting for this to dry, so I don't want to open my eyes too much, but I am going to be going back in with those two shades that I used before, those two dark brown shades, just to really blend those metallic colour on the lid with the outer corner. Now I'm just going to be cleaning up a little bit on the inside corner where I went a little bit too crazy. Basically, I'm putting Peach Smoothie underneath my eyes. Now I'm taking some of that Desert Sand shade and trying to put it even closer to the lash line with that same blending brush, because I'm lazy. I want this to be like really grungy and smoky. Now I'm just going to be taking like a flat shader brush, and I'm going to be going into that Mocha and Americano shade and trying to put that as close to the lash line as possible while still having it look smoky. Like, I don't want to have a defined line underneath the lash line, but I do want the darkness to be the closest to the lash line and it to gradiate out even though the whole thing is really smoky. Now I'm going to be taking my Modster liner. This is in gold. The reason that I like this for this look over Coffee, which is the one that I normally use, is just because it's a little bit softer on the eye, and I do kind of want to tie that gold into the upper lash line a little bit. It doesn't look quite as harsh as, say, like the brown liner does, which just has a little bit more depth and richness to it. Now I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I'm going to be taking some of my Benefit Roller Lash just onto the upper lashes to try and separate them and make them even darker and longer, because I don't really feel like putting false lashes on today. I just feel like rocking a normal lash. I feel like a lot of pressure to put false lashes on, and I want to just vibe with you for a second and just tell you to just do what feels right for you. You don't have to feel like you need to fit all of these beauty expectations of you. You don't have to put on false lashes if you want to. You don't have to put on lipstick and eyeliner and all of this stuff. You don't have to do the whole thing if that's not what you want. If you don't feel like it fits your aesthetic, or it's just not something that you want to deal with, just don't. And I feel like there's a whole lot of pressure externally to be absolutely perfect and to have these perfect big bushy lashes. I do like wearing a full face of makeup, but I just don't like wearing false lashes. I never have. I don't feel that it's comfortable, and I don't feel like it's something that I want to do. So you know what, I'm not going to do it today. But I feel like every tutorial I'm like in this fight with myself of like, I need to give them a reason for why I'm not wearing false eyelashes, is if you guys give a crap. I hope that you don't give a crap. Tell me that you don't give a crap, please. Okay. Now for my lips, I'm going to be using one of the new Melt lipsticks. This one here is an Old Fashioned. Alright, so that is the whole look. I hope that you guys loved it and liked seeing me play with some new products, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!